I took this cool agency owner from $3,000 a month all the way up to $130,000 in just 17 weeks with this agency. And the cool thing is, we did it without doing any cold outreach, having insane guarantees or fake promises just to get more clients. And he did not have years of experience in his business. And in fact, he had a 9 to 5 job when he started out. So the question is, how can you actually go from $3,000 having a 9 to 5 job to more than $100,000 a month in just 17 weeks? I'm going to show you exactly that. But before I do that, it's very important to say that if you're a coach, creator, or consultant, or you sell something online and you're struggling to actually predictably get more clients and scale your business, go into the description and find the link to my Instagram and send me a DM if you want real feedback on how you actually can scale your business. I'm going to be completely honest and tell you the exact truth that you need to hear to scale your business. But let's get into this video. So basically, my goal was simple. I wanted my client Joseph to build a fun, profitable, and also scalable business, because business should be fun and it needs to be predictable so we know what's going to happen in the future, and that builds stability. And I wanted him to get the skill set of building a sustainable business, something that he's really proud of. Because if he's not proud of it, he will probably be ashamed. And it's very important that we build ultimate value so that he can deliver incredible results for his clients. Because that was exactly the goal, to build a business that allows him to help his clients deliver incredible results so they're extremely happy about his service. Once we did that, we wanted to scale his business while maintaining a high profit margin, because it's not about what we make in the business in terms of revenue. It's about what we get to keep in terms of profits. And when you have profit, you also have financial freedom, but you also have ultimate freedom. And that was also my goal. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the process of going from $3,000 a month to $130,000 a month in just 17 weeks, and how Joseph was able to do that. Before I show you that, this is me. And for your interest, I've generated more than $5 million of clients in the past couple of years. I myself run a 6-figure hybrid business with 83% profit margins, and my clients pay me on average $38,000 because they love to work with me and they get incredible results. And they work with me for an average more than 1.5 years, which means that they work with me for more than 18 months because they're getting good results. So let's get into this video. Joseph here, 4 months ago, he made $3,000 in monthly revenue. He had a 9 to 5 job that he really didn't like, and he wanted to escape the 9 to 5 job and become an entrepreneur, build a cool business. But he was working 15 hours every single day, and he also had his 9 to 5 job. So he was really, really exhausted and had no idea exactly how to escape that life so he could actually build the life that he's really proud of. And he had no experience with online business, and there is no system. He was just hoping and praying that whatever he did actually landed. But now, after making more than $130,000 in monthly revenue, he now also has a sales team and a content team. He's working 4 to 5 hours a day, only delivering incredible results for his clients. And he has a predictable system that allows him to scale his business without any worries or struggles to make more money online. So how do you actually go from a 9 to 5 to being able to have ultimate freedom in your life as a 20-year-old, as Joseph is right now? I'm going to show you, because this was the priority list when we started working together. First of all, I wanted to collect as much data in his business and identify the patterns, because once we did that, we know exactly all the numbers and all the patterns in the business that leads to a result. So if we can identify and also change the patterns, we can get the right outcome. I also wanted to build him an irresistible offer based on market feedback, literally an offer so good that people say, shut up and take my money. And we did that. And also, I wanted him to become extremely good at service delivery and literally optimize the workflow inside his business. And we wanted to outsource content and his sales team so he could focus on what he was truly passionate about and let others do what they're really good at. And that requires the right mindset, which is also what we worked on. And last but not least, we focus on building the ecosystem and the personal branding, a system that compounds over time and make sure that it gets better and better and better the more you do it. So let's get into it. First of all, when it comes to data and numbers, it's very important that we collected feedback from current clients, but also the market, because we wanted to know exactly what could become even better with the clients that he was working with. And we also wanted to know exactly from the market what they were feeling and what they felt was truly missing and what they were willing to pay for it. So we collected as much data as we could, because now we know exactly what to optimize and what to focus on. And then we focused on his lifetime value. That's exactly what we tracked, because his lifetime value was not really good. Let's get into that later. But we also wanted to track exactly how much time, energy, and money that we're spending on each client. Because once we do that, we also know exactly how we can delegate the right things in the business so that he could have more freedom. We also track the sales cycle, how to go from a stranger to a client, how long that takes, and the conversion rate, how many booked sales calls that he needed to actually land a client. And then, of course, we track the profit margins so that we could make sure that he actually kept the money that he made. Just to give you some inspiration here and some more insights. So exactly what we wanted to track when it comes to clients, and what we found out is that the clients he worked with, what they were truly lacking was results. They were getting slow results, and they didn't know exactly the process and the framework and how they're going to get the results. So they lacked clarity as well. The market, what they were lacking is that they did not have data-driven results. Everything was just hopes and prayers. And those two things is exactly what we implemented in the business. And in Joseph's business, he had 0 ad spend. He made $3,000 a month, and the profit was a little bit over $800. And his lifetime value per client was $2,000 to $3,000. And he only worked with his clients for basically a month, which is very, very low. So we wanted to optimize that. And the sales cycle was 2 to 4 days, which means that he only focused on the people that are extremely ready to buy from him now, which is under 1% of the entire market. And the way I actually get clients was through stone cold DM outreach, just spamming people. His biggest bottleneck was that he wanted to get more clients, but he didn't know exactly how to do that. And he couldn't fulfill his current clients because he had lack of focus. He didn't know exactly what to focus on, but he knew that his goal was to make $25,000 a month. For your interest, he doubled, not only doubled that, but 4x that number. Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. I'm going to show you exactly the next thing here, because when we have the irresistible offer, we wanted to implement a check-in system for all of the clients to collect feedback on his numbers and also collect feedback on emotions. What do people actually feel when they go through their desired transformation? It's not just about the numbers in the business, because people buy from emotions. So if you can track the right emotions, you can also put the emotions and the data into marketing and sales that will land you more clients. And we'll definitely get into that aspect later, because it really worked for him as well. So we optimized this offer going from data delivery, just delivering real data to clients, to becoming a full stack agency. He wanted to do content, ads, sales team, basically everything from building the personal brand and delivering predictable results for the clients. And he went from having a 1-month trial to offering 6-month partnerships with, of course, the option to renew. The reason why we wanted to do that is because great results takes time. And you cannot build a really, really good business in just a month. It takes time to do that. And it also increased the value in his offer. So we also switched from a done with you solution, where he basically just told people how to do things, to a done for you. So he did everything for the business. The reason why we wanted to do a done for you is because that is by far the most valuable thing you can do as an agency owner. Do things for your clients. The next thing we did is that we niched down and had a very specific framing to that target audience. So we knew exactly who we wanted to sell to. Joseph wanted to sell to coaches and consultants and creators. So we only focused on their problems and how we can make their life better and their business better. And then what we did when it comes to having the offer, we optimized the workflow with status calls so that he knew exactly how to communicate the right things to his clients so they felt safe during the transformation And he also got amazing feedback from all of his clients. So he knew exactly how to deliver even better results so that his clients were extremely happy. Because the most important thing in business is that your clients are happy. Because happy clients, happy results, and great social proof, and a great reputation. So we also wanted to increase the price, going from $500 to more than $5,000 for a package and his offer. The reason why is because people were so much more committed, and they also had more money to invest into systems and actually just scale the business and have better profit margins. Then, when it comes to service delivery and workflow, what we did is that, of course, we collected feedback, we optimized the offer and the entire business based on feedback, and we implemented all the things that the client wished they could have so that they have incredible results. We tracked the numbers for all of the clients. How we actually did that is by using an ads tracker that could track the predictable results and also the return on ad spend, how much money we spend on ads and how much money we get to keep. We tracked the sales cycle and we tracked all the leads. When it comes to the pipeline, we wanted to track the process of converting a stranger into a loyal, high-paying client. And we also tracked all the leads, so we have everything inside a CRM system. So we know exactly where to find the best people and how to find the leads. So we have them stored. Then we also track the sales. We track the objections, the closing rate, and all the KPIs like closing out of the closing rate, how many people actually paid in full, how many people had a split payment. We also track the objections when it comes to what people actually said. So we know exactly what objections to pre-handle in the organic content. We also had a client tracker where we could track all the clients and we could track the lifetime value, how much money the clients pay you over time. And that should be higher and higher and higher. And we also track the payment so we know exactly how much money is coming in the future. I also asked Joseph to do a financial tracker so that he could track his income, expenses, and his profit so that we could keep a track and keep an eye on his financial situation. Because once you make money, it's very important that you know exactly what you're spending your money on. And what we actually did inside the workflow, we wanted to basically have a calendar system so that we could predictably book clients, convert views into book calls. And we implemented an appointment setter who could book these calls for both Joseph's business, but also his client's business. And we implemented a closer for his client so that he could actually predictably scale his clients and just add more volume to that business. So you're probably wondering, how do you go from a 9-to-5 job making $130K a month to having ultimate freedom? And I'm going to show you exactly that. So what we did in Joseph's business is that he went from doing everything himself at the same time, just focusing on random things all the time, to literally focusing on what he's really good at and what he's really passionate about. The reason why we wanted to do that is because now everyone on the team, there are 2 others, they could focus on what they're really good at so that they could do more and add more clients, because now they have so much more time to just do what they're good at. And that means they're going to get better results because they can put more effort into the input and they get a better output. So what we did is that in Joseph's example, we wanted to outsource the sales and content team. And we also wanted to outsource the sales team for clients. There's a closer and appointment setter in Joseph's business, but also in his client's business. And we also outsourced the content and the branding part so that he didn't have to focus on organic content and he didn't have to focus on being the personal brand. There was someone else doing that in the team. So what we also did is that we make sure that Joseph only focused on what he was really good at, which was service delivery. That means he has now more time available. He loves his business because he does something that he's really passionate about. And the result of that is that the clients are crushing it, getting incredible results. And he loves his business. The clients love their business. They get renewals. They get paid extremely well for his clients because they make so much money now. And they have skyrocketed the lifetime value. Because they have better social proof and better case studies, he also has a better reputation in the online space. And that is going to give him an increase of revenue, but also increased profits. And that's exactly how we did it. So number 5, when it comes to mindset, it's not enough to just implement the right things. if you're not the person who are capable of scaling to $100,000 a month or even more, you're never going to get there. So therefore, what we did with Joseph is that we focus on becoming the person, start operating, start making decisions like a person that was making more than $100,000 in his agency. And that started with outsourcing so that he only could focus on what he's really good at. And that was the creator mindset. So he could create extremely good results for his clients and in his own business and let others do the work, because he went from a one-man army to literally operating like a CEO, from doing everything himself to just doing what he loves. And that energy is exactly what clients can feel. And it's also the energy that allows the team to literally have a better social life and a better culture, because we wanted to create a culture and a vision so everyone on his team knew exactly where they were going and they knew exactly how to operate like a 100K plus business owner that makes more than 100K a month. And the reason why we also wanted to work on his mindset is that he's 20 years old and he now makes more than $100,000 a month. So how do you actually manage that wealth? So we wanted to invest back into the business, a better team. We wanted to hire A players, the best appointment setters, the best closers, the best editors. So everything was on point and it matched the quality that they could deliver, so that all the money he made was in the business so that they could scale the business and make 10 times more money. And that created leverage because he now has a good brand and they get incredible social proof and case studies. And that is exactly how they can compound their own business and their own revenue and make more money. Because now he only focuses on literally doing what he loves, and he trusts his team so that they can focus on what they're really good at. And it's not about working with 100 different clients. It's just about working with a few clients, because you're probably wondering, is Joseph working with so many clients, 100 clients? No, absolutely not. He works with 13 clients, and it's not just 13 clients, but it's 13 loyal, high-paying clients that are crushing it. And you don't need more clients than that to actually scale beyond that. And it's also enough for you to make $250,000 a month. You just need to scale the clients high enough. And that's exactly why we focus on client relationships, because it's about how you feel. If your clients feel safe, they also trust you more to test new things, and you can get a better result. And he wanted to become that person that makes $35,000 a month. The reason why that is increased is because he started believing in himself. So now he was also able to believe that he could possibly make more money. And he did. But then we go into the sixth step here, the ecosystem and personal branding. So what we did, this is where most coaches and consultants struggle. They don't know how to predictably get more clients, and they don't know how to actually build more trust in the online space. So how do you do that? You build an ecosystem and you build a personal brand. But how do you actually do that? What we did is that we optimized his Instagram, his LinkedIn, and his YouTube so that he could have the short form content and the long form content really dialed in, because we wanted to optimize his social media so it also looks more attractive. If you want to move a stranger to a potential buyer, you need 3 yeses. You need a yes to who you are as a person so that people could resonate with who you are, your personality, and your personal values. And that truly comes down to personal content and lifestyle so that people can see who you are. Then people need to say yes to the outcome you deliver. That is results, it's value-based content and case studies. But you also need to be able to say yes to the method and how you're going to get there. And that is all about the philosophy and strategy. And when you have dialed that in and people can say yes to this, you convert strangers into buyers. And that's exactly what we did with Joseph, where he built a personal brand that is showing likelihood of achievement, trust, and authority, because that is everything you need to convert views into clients. And how do you actually do that? Because as I mentioned, the sales cycle is not just 2 to 4 days as Joseph thought it was. Only if you focus on desperate clients that don't have the money to pay you what you're worth, then you go for that. But if you want to charge people $10,000, even more. I've had clients charge more than $75,000 for a package. The way you can actually do that is because you have leverage. So how do you actually build leverage? First of all, you use and implement the 13-13 rule. And that rule is, in order to convert a stranger into a loyal, high-paying client, you need 13 hours of content. And that is why you need to have long-form content where people can spend a lot of time with you. And you need to have short-form content where people can get reminded of what you stand for. And how do you actually invite people into your way of thinking? You use profile visit ads. Instead of VSLs, where you pay hundreds of dollars to just book a call, you go for profile visit ads and ask people to follow you, because then you build an audience of like-minded people that resonates with what you do, who you are as a person, and how you can help them deliver the desired transformation. You invite people to follow you. It's a way smaller commitment than asking for a sales call or a strategy call or anything like that. It's so much more innocent, which means that more people are going to take action, and you can convert people over time. So it's a little longer route, but you can actually scale from $2,000 and make $25, $30, even $50,000 back just from doing that. So that's why it's super powerful. And then you have followers. So let's say that you want to do something else in 10 years. You have literally spent 10 years on getting followers. And now you have hundreds of thousands of people that you have in your inner circle that you can promote to and do whatever you like. That's exactly how Cristiano Ronaldo, Alex Hormozi, or even just Dwayne Johnson are crushing it, because they can sell whatever they want and they sell out because they have an audience. And that's exactly the ecosystem here and how you get people into the ecosystem. So now you're wondering, okay, what now? So 4 months later, after starting working together, Joseph is now making more than $130,000 a month with $120K in profit. He has 13 active clients in his Done For You agency. His clients are happy and fulfilled. His lifetime value went from 2 to 3K to 75K per client. And that is really, really good, because now a client is worth more than $75,000 to him. And that is resulting in moving to Manchester. He wanted to go from where he lived to moving to a bigger city with a bigger network, with better opportunities. But he's also traveling around the world, taking care of the people that he really likes, and just having a fantastic, life and business that is delivering incredible results. But as you already know, trust is all-time low. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the exact same result. So if you're struggling to scale your business past 25K a month and you want real actionable advice, then basically like and subscribe so I know that you're serious about scaling, so you get these videos so you can implement it in your own business. But also, if you really want to take it to the next step and you want personal help and personal feedback, then go into the description and click on the link to my Instagram. Send me a DM if you want real feedback so you can scale your business and get to where you want to be. I'm really looking forward to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.